Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin'. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin'.
Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin'. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip.
What's up, everybody? I have a quick video I want to share with everyone, okay? All about how you define yourself, okay? We're in the middle of Aries season, and during this Aries season, we're having total planetary aspects from Pluto and Saturn. Okay, if you've been following my Instagram page, I've been talking about it for the past 3 weeks about Saturn really putting a pause on so many things for us to really get in a new alignment, really check in with ourselves. And Pluto coming in this week with total transformation, really coming in and allowing us to really shed away different aspects of ourselves to rebirth a new us. Okay, with all this integrity check and really checking in with ourselves and rebirthing and shedding, that to me looks like a lot of redefining. Okay. And I have been doing that with myself. There's been so many aspects of in my life, and I'm going to be using them for examples throughout this video, of where I'm redefining myself and redefining what I feel like I want to set something as, taking away what a belief that I learned or a belief that I accepted, and creating one of my own. And that's kind of what this Aries season is doing. We had some Mercury retrograde as well going through and allowing us to sit okay, how can I figure this out? Let me plan this. Let me restructure my mind and how I communicate myself, but in this Aries energy, how I communicate myself, assert myself, who do I see myself as, am I self-confident, can I do this? All this energy of Aries we've been thinking about, okay? Check out my video I did on Mercury and Aries for each of the signs, okay? Each of the houses, okay? Really go in detail about Mercury and Aries and what this retrograde is doing, okay? But currently, it's all this redefining. So this video is going to be about how do you redefine? Well, what are you redefining yourself as? And taking a second and looking in your life at, and seeing certain patterns you've been following in certain aspects of your life. Have you been defining those things you're doing, or is it something that you're following? And if it's something you're following, take a check in and realign and see, are you still with that? Are you still supportive of that belief or of that pattern that you're following? Okay. One thing that I frequently think of, but I feel like it can go unnoticed or missed if we don't bring it up constantly, is think back to any rule, any belief, any moral value that there is in the world, okay? Were any of those beliefs, morals, or values here before humans were here? No, okay? Meaning every rule, every, value, every belief was created, okay? And put in by another human, okay? Sometimes you can get in we can think that it is, I have to follow these rules and have a feeling that it's something higher that gave us these rules. But actually, no, it's just other humans. So if there's a belief or a rule that you feel like is limiting you or restricting you, it's up to you to have the self-authority to check in with those rules and those beliefs and think, is this for my highest good? And if not, you can follow a different rule, a different belief, okay? It can go forgetting, it can go unnoticed. Society, we really follow these societal rules, and we really think that that is how we're supposed to be. There's no such thing as supposed to be, because if there was a supposed to be, there would be something here for us to follow, okay? But other humans have created things for us to follow, meaning that's not, I can create something for us to follow. The first cavemen, if you think about it, they didn't have anything to follow. So that means we don't have, there's no innate thing for us to do. There's no thing that we should be doing. No action, there's no action that is should. You should be doing this, you should be doing that. If there's no rule for it, that means that there's no, it's not finite is what I'm trying to say, okay? So seeing that nothing is finite in our rules and our laws, and honestly all of this reality is an illusion. Anyway, we can get deep into that later. What do you define for yourself? How do you define yourself? Okay, and we're going to get into that now, okay? There's many aspects, because think about in society. Tell me, in the Western culture of America, or wherever you're watching, for Western society, what would be a person that society would deem acceptable? Okay, well-mannered, okay, We can think of examples, and we're thinking of these examples based off of society's beliefs that we've been taught. Okay, educated, compassionate, hardworking, dressed well, all these different aspects of what we think. But let's say if we take any of those things, if someone's not hardworking, okay, are they going to die? Okay, and if you think about hardworking, that's subjective anyway. My sense of hard work is so different from other people's sense of hard work. So can you truly give a definition of what hardworking is? No. Meaning you can define what you think hard work is. Okay, let's remove another one, caring. I think caring is a subject. All these things are subjective. Okay, so you can define what you feel like you want. Okay, so really take a step as we're going through all this Pluto transit, all this shedding, all this redoing and redefining. What do you define for yourself? Okay, I broke the main part of this video into 3 sections. Okay, because there's so many elements of life we define for ourselves. So I'm going to do 3 main ones. Okay, number 1, success. How do you define success? Okay, what do we define in society as success? Okay, you're successful if you have like a PhD, or you have a master's degree. Oh, you're making lots of money, you're successful. Or, oh my God, you have a major following, you're successful. Okay, so I was going in my career and starting the WaterBearer. I'm a choreographer as well and do judging, all these different aspects of what I do, and I'm trying to fit these themes of success. Okay. But there's disharmony, because sometimes I feel successful, but because I don't have a certain following count, or because I don't have a certain, a PhD, society doesn't see me as successful. So there's been a clash. And it's like, okay, well, hold on. What do I see as success? For me, I see as successful as if you understand yourself. That's successful to me. I don't care if you have a PhD. Do you know yourself? Okay. Do you think of others as much as you think of yourself? Is there a balance between that? Okay, is there compassion and understanding with others? Okay, I don't care if you're in the Ivy League. Are you compassionate? That's successful to me. Okay, do you live from your heart? That is the ultimate success for me. That's what I define it as. So when I'm going through my life, I'm like, okay, yeah, I might not have these certain aspects of what success is in society, but I've defined success as not that, but this, and I'm achieving that. So I feel successful for me. And which one is more important? Me to feel successful for me, or me to feel successful in the eyes of society? You got to think about it, because society makes you want to fit in. It makes you want to follow along, or you're going to be the weirdo. But truly looking at life, are we supposed to follow what others do, or follow our hearts? Follow our hearts. So if your heart tells you success is this way, and society says it's this way, which one do you go with? Your heart. Okay, so think about how you define success. That's just one example. Okay, I don't have too much time. I can't go too deep in things like I usually do, so I'm going to go on to number 2. Okay, number 2, how do you define communication? Okay, that's a big one. There's certain different aspects of communication that society has. Okay, there's certain things like, I don't want to hurt your feelings, so I'm going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you a half-truth. That's what society would make you do. Okay, that's a lot in our government. A lot of the things you're reading on your nutrition labels, things you see in commercials, half-truths, all those things, okay? Because they don't want to hurt our feelings. The government, the things they tell you, a lot of things, okay? Friends, the things you tell your friends, you kind of wipe it off, okay? You don't want to say the exact, oh, no, it's not going to bother me that bad, when you know it really does, okay? These are all things. Is that what you define as communication? How do you define communication, okay? I recently had a situation where there was this, relationship building, and I was, working, moving in a relationship, and then it started where this other person's not really communicating, and you know me, I communicate a lot. I love to talk to who I care for. I love to communicate. I love to, I don't have secrets. If something's going on, I want to hear about it, okay? So this other person, I found out, because they don't really communicate, I found out that, they had just got out of a relationship, and they didn't want to communicate that to me, and they were still dealing with it, which is fine. But there was just secrecy, and even though I was like, hey, you can let me know, we can work through this, if you, I just need to know. Still kind of quiet and not really explaining everything, distancing, and already on top of that was not truly fully communicating like I want, okay? Yes, I can deal with certain aspects of communication. If you don't communicate as much as me, we don't talk as much as I would like, that's fine, okay? Because not everybody communicates as much as me. But a life partner, someone I want to share my life with, my heart wants someone that I can communicate with. You're supposed to be the person that's the most intimate with me, so I want that bond. And so that's a definition of me in communication. A lot of my friendships, it's in the past, I was the main initiator. I was the main one reaching out for communication. And we didn't talk unless I was talking. That's not what I define as communication, but society, that's how it can be sometimes, or I don't want to text back too fast. How do you define your communication? Do you care about that? Okay. Posting on social media. I used to try to censor how I posted based on who saw it, or I post a certain amount at a certain time because I wanted certain people to see it. How do you define your communication and your expression? Okay, that's number 2. And lastly, number 3, how do you define relationships and boundaries? Okay. This is the main one. Okay. No, it's not the main one. They're all equal, but this is the big one. Okay. In society, there's so many different aspects. Society doesn't mind you running over other people. Society points slavery as not that big of a deal. Okay, yes, of course we see it as a bad thing, but really, do we really capitalize on the truth of abuse in the minorities? No, I just found out 400 million Native Americans were murdered but as we were pioneering and taking over the United States. We didn't learn that in school. We talked about all the Native Americans died off and were murdered, and that's sad. We did talk about it, but we didn't go into the depth of how many and how the honesty of that. Okay, and so that is really talking about in relationships and how much you're sharing, how much you're opening up. Okay, and so in society, it's also in relationships. We take certain things. We feel like we have to take people back because of how how people see divorce, or how people see all kinds of things, boundaries. Oh, why are you feeling like that? You should be able to sacrifice for me. You should be able to, codependent relationships is a big thing in society. Oh, who are you going to find your perfect person to fill you, the person you need? You need to find you a man so you can settle down. All that stuff is beliefs in relationship, a belief of a relationship. Okay, the belief in relationships of the dynamics in relationships. Oh, the men must be only divine masculine. The woman, I'm not going to claim that's the woman's job. Or I'm woman, I can't go and do the athletic things, or I can't make the decisions. I can't make the most money because I'm a woman. Skirt. Those are all beliefs. Okay, what do you define relationships as? Okay, there's been so many aspects of my life I've had to cut a lot of relationships off because I'm not getting as much as I'm giving. Okay. Yes, you're super excited because you're getting all, you're happy with our relationship because I'm giving a lot in the relationship, but you're not realizing that, or maybe you do, you're not giving as much as I'm giving. So what am I supposed to do? Just sit and be cool with that because society is okay with relationships that are not balanced? No, I have to define my own relationship, how I see that. And so how do I see relationships? I want relationships that there's open communication. There's no secrets. There's no, oh, I'm not going to tell you this because I don't want to hurt your feelings. There's no, oh, I'm angry at you, but I don't want to say this. Yell at me. I'm the person, the friendship that if I'm bothered, you will know. I will let you know, look, I'm not really fucking with that. I don't really vibe with how that worked. I'm not feeling good with this. I don't want to hang out right now because I'm not really feeling you right now. I need a second to kind of figure this out. Okay. I always, not always have been like that, but because of me redefining relationships, I think that's important for me in a relationship. I would want someone to be open with that, like that with me, and trust that if the relationship's strong enough and if the relationship is something that we both desire, we'll make it through whatever arguments. People get angry. That's one thing. Society also fears anger. Okay. It doesn't like to show anger in the different ways, Oh, don't even let me go outside and be angry as a black man. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different things that are beliefs. But I see animals angry. You know what I'm saying? There's certain anger is purposeful. That's the Aries energy, aggression. You need that to set boundaries, to move forward, okay? That doesn't say you don't have compassion in your heart. You don't know how to use that, okay? But that doesn't mean it's not necessary. You get what I'm saying? And so there's different aspects. How do you define relationships? How do you define fitting in relationships? What do you think is a successful relationship, okay? And you define that, okay? How do you define yourself? There's so many aspects of so many things. I judge dance competitions, okay? And what's crazy is a lot of the judges only are doing it for the money and don't even want to be judging. So me going there fresh, last year's my first year judging, and I grew up dancing and competing, and I was super excited to finally be able to give back to the kids, like be on the other side, you know. And in judges' breaks and just being around the judges, they're all like, we're going to be here all day, and oh my God, all these kids, and oh, that wasn't the best, and all these things. And me judging frequently, I judged 7 weekends last year. I started to pick up that mentality and complaining, oh, it's going to be a long weekend, oh my God. And then I started to lose the gratitude I had for that major blessing. That's a major blessing I have, okay? To be able to give back in the form of judging to young dancers, okay? But because I was soaking in the beliefs of others, I was not able to define what I feel like I want. So as now I'm going to the same, literally tomorrow I leave for a new competition, and I've been able to redefine, I love competitions and I love judging, okay? And so I'm going to be able to, as they're complaining, I'm not saying I'm going to be like, what are y'all doing, okay? I'm going to still, if I need to, put my input. Well, I love it, you know. But also, I'm not going to be influenced by that because I've defined what I feel like, how I feel about it, okay? And so, yes, I can adjust, and yes, I'm always open to new things, but I have to continue to constantly define what I feel about everything, okay? So that's what this video is about, you know, really as you're redefining things, take into account how much of your life are you ruled by other people's definitions of things, and why do you take so much importance over them? There was a lot of times when I would define something for myself, but then feel like my definition wasn't strong enough. And I had to sit back and think, okay, why is that? Are we not equal as humans? Or is that not another human? And I'm not one? Yes, we are. If we're equal, so that must mean I'm just valuing their opinion or their belief more than mine. And why do I not value my opinion more than theirs? Then you have to go into some deep work in the past. Okay, maybe it's in childhood, or maybe it's something going on here, maybe it's something going on there, to really figure out, you know, that situation. But then you have still the understanding, okay? And now I've been able to clear that. So now I focus more on my belief system and what I value and what I define, okay? So that's the video, guys. I have to move on to other things, but I want to just drop that out for you as we're going through all this transformation. We have this major new moon coming up this weekend as well. A really nice time to reset and have a new cycle begin with all that we've been working on. So much love, guys. Again, welcome. If you're new to my channel, subscribe, like, share, comment. I love commenting back. I'm just seeing how y'all are thinking and just seeing, you know, what's going on in your life. If I have personal sessions as well, so many options and services, way more than just, you know, your usual, a lot of different things for certain aspects of your healing. And I focus lots on energy as well. So check out my website. There's a blog as well I'm beginning there, so just check out my writing and what I'm posting, but mainly hit up the services and see if anything rings for you. Currently starting a new, I always do the 1-hour chats, tea time chats where you can talk about anything. We literally pull up your birth chart and look at transits. We do the cards, we do healing, meditations, all kinds of stuff. But now I want to offer a half off price for 30 minutes, a 30-minute quick brew. So if you want to get the same situation but only in 30 minutes, you get that for $40. So if you think that's, you know, a lot of things, I just want to make sure as I'm growing, I still maintain an affordable price and maintain the open availability for so many different options, basically. So anybody can come and get a service, okay, and get help and get healing. So check out my website. There's so many new things there. Much love, guys, and I will talk to you later.